103.8 FM. It is a beat of the Pacific new, and for your new days, you've got me, Chelz, holding it down all the way through till 2 o'clock. If you've tuned in right now, perfect timing, because joining us live in the building for the first time ever, we do have Mazbou-Q. What is up, my bro? So good to have you in.
How's it going? Good to be here.
So good to be in. I think we met probably Self-Made, which was an event a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
And you performed live there, and I was like, who's this guy? You know, that you brought the whole vibe, you brought the chemistry, and you know, it was fire. So you've got a brand new single that is actually out tomorrow.
That's the one.
But you've been kind enough to come through today and give us a little teaser on that. But before we jump into that, tell us a little about who you are, what you're all about.
Yeah, so I am a Tamaki Makaurau-based rapper and producer. Born to Nigerian parents in the UK. Came here when I was very small. And then, yeah, I've been doing music basically my whole life. I did rock and metal up through high school, transitioned to hip hop through uni. And yeah, just been doing my thing since then.
So good. And you actually, you produce everything yourself, eh? Tell us a bit about that journey.
Yeah.
How did it all start with music for you?
Yeah, so when I was 4 years old, my parents sort of pushed me into classical piano, which I hated at the time, but I'm very thankful for it now because it was an amazing foundation for building up my musical skills through high school. So I learned how to play bass, how to play drums, how to play keys and all that kind of thing. And then I thought, you know, it would be cool to put this all together. So I started learning how to produce. I got a hacked version of Fruity Loops 3. Yeah. That's what it was back in my day at the time. And I started making beats and started, you know, recording my own stuff. And then just over the years, I just kept recording, kept getting a little bit better every time. And then I got to the point where I'm like, you know what? Is this actually probably good enough to release, you know? So, yeah, it's been that.
It's so cool, and to see, you know, your music, it comes with a story, you know, and I feel like you're really socially aware of everything that's happening around you. You know, why is that important for you to carry that into your music?
So music for me has been an exploration and a exposition of my identity as a Nigerian New Zealander. I've experienced some interesting things. I'm trying to work out my identity, some interesting struggles and stuff like that. And I think connecting with music, connecting with my roots as a Nigerian, but also wrestling with this this complex identity of being a Kiwi, but you know, an African, was one that led me to just talk about socially aware stuff. I never set out to do that. It was just like these things come from my heart because, you know, it's what I've struggled with, it's what I've dealt with. Yeah. Just
came organically. That's the best way. So talking about your brand new single, Deserter, I had a little listen before you came in. So fire. Such, I mean,
Appreciate
even
that.
the vibe, you know, that I told you electric guitar got me. What is that song all about?
Yeah, so it's a bit of a hard-hitting song. It's basically about race traders, someone who should be supporting your cause against white supremacy, racism, all that kind of stuff. Someone who, you know, has experienced that kind of thing, but has decided to support that, you know, support white supremacy instead. And it's kind of like you're having this conversation with this person, and you feel a bit betrayed by them. You're like, yo, you're supposed to be on my team. You're supposed to be helping our community, but you've betrayed us. You've sold us out. So this is like a message to those kind of people. I had a couple people in mind that I won't name, but that was what the song was about.
Yeah, so it's an anthem that you're hoping to get out there. You know, when people listen to the song, you know, what are you hoping that they feel or experience?
Yeah, so I'm hoping that they can resonate with this idea of feeling a bit betrayed, feeling a bit sold out, and sort of just reconciling and gathering their own feelings about that, and maybe identifying the people in their life who are a bit toxic to them, who are sort of taking from them and who aren't giving back to them and their community and that kind of thing. Yeah.
Being so strong, I guess, you know, with that whole idea that you have, do you get a lot of backlash or you know, especially online?
Yeah.
What's that like for you?
Oh, absolutely. You know, and I just have to filter out the positive stuff and sort of focus on that and not so much on the negative. It can be a bit draining engaging in a lot of these conversations because a lot of people are out there not to learn, but just to say their piece. So yeah, I just have to be a bit careful with my time, but you know, it's part of the parcel, really. I'm out here saying these things, so I got to expect the backlash. Yeah.
Hard out. Okay, without further ado, I know people tuning in right now you know, hurry up and play the song. We want to hear it. So I'm going to hand it over to you, bro. Intro your brand new track that is actually set to be released one more time tomorrow. Yeah. But you're giving us an exclusive play today.
Okay, what's good? It's your boy Mazbou-Q. This is my latest single, Deserter, playing on New FM.
New FM, the beats of the Pacific. There it is, fam. It is a brand new exclusive drop of the single in from Mazbou-Q. It is called Deserter. There it is. What a vibe.
Thanks.
So good, bro. I love it. Honestly, love it so much. Walk us through real quickly your creative process when, making music, especially this kind of music as well.
Yeah, so I consider myself a producer first. I always sit down with a musical idea. There's like a chord structure or some melody that's in my head, and I sort of put an instrument to it, and then I find a beat to it, and I'll sit with like an 80% or 70% produced beat for a little bit and figure out what that music is speaking to me lyrically. So I don't actually come up with the lyrics first. I think of what the music or what would suit the music. I go away, sort of make my lyrics, come back, record my part, go back and sort of craft a beat around what I've done, and then it's just a evolving process from there.
It's a whole vibe, and I love how you said you came from that rock, rock heavy metal, and you can hear that influence throughout the song as well. Absolutely love it. Talking about this song as being a part of a series that is to come, walk us through that whole idea behind it.
I'm basically dropping an album over the next few months, track by track, every fortnight on the Friday. So tomorrow is Deserter, and I've got in another 2 weeks time I've got another track, and so on and so forth, up until the full track list is done. I'm not going to say how many is there, but there's a few, and then after I'm going to redistribute that as an album, and that's going to be my next body of work. Yeah,
that's a lot of work, man. I'm just thinking of the album. How long have you been sitting on this idea, since you started writing and kind of?
Yeah, so some of the tracks on this album, if you want to call it that, are like a year and a half old. Some of them are very new.
Yeah.
One that I'm releasing very soon, I just finished the other week, that kind of thing. So it's like, I guess I have the freedom of adding and subtracting to it, rather than committing to a date where I drop everything. I'm like, well, that's it. If I come up with another track in the next little while and I think it's good, I'll put it on there.
So good. I'm talking about our poly music scene at the moment. Would you ever consider maybe collaborating with a poly artist, or do you see yourself in that reggae, Afrobeat, space?
There are a few people. So in terms of rappers, like I'd love to sit down with Kenny Slade or Mellow Downs, but I'm also thinking like Tomorrow people. Like I've been connected with them on TikTok, and it sounds like it seems like it would be a really cool artist. Silver MC would be great. Like she is just crazy, and also like high flying would be someone like LOB or someone like that, because I've covered their stuff before. So I think it would be a cool kind of collab. But yeah.
We'll just put it out there into the universe, see what happens.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on the New Zealand music scene where it is at the moment in 2021? What's your thoughts on that?
I think there are a lot of really, really talented artists doing their thing. I think what needs to happen is we need to sort of be a bit more like united and a bit more sort of open to moving forward together. I know there's a little bit of this dog eat dog mentality, which makes sense because like it's a small pond that we're all in, and it seems like it would be a fast route to get to be the chief of the pond, the king of the pond. But I think that if we sort of work together a bit more, that will be a bit more beneficial. Yeah.
So good, so good. I love exactly what you just said right there. For people that are tuning in right now, that want to catch you live, where are you going to be?
I'm going to be at Explore on Saturday night, playing at the Living Lounge stage at 7 o'clock. So make sure you're there. And then I got another Auckland show coming, sort of in May. Yeah.
So good. And for people that want to tap on in and follow you and your musical journey, where do they go?
So Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, it's all /Mazbou-Q. That's Mazbouq.
Awesome. And do you have any last words, for today before we wrap it up?
Just keep supporting Aotearoa artists. That is so important right now, especially now that our borders are closed. We can't get these international guys over here. Please pump up our artists. Give us that love. Give us that support so we can be those artists that you pay $300 to go see in other countries. Yeah.
So good. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, that was Mazbou-Q, and with his brand new single Deserter, which is officially released tomorrow, but he came through today to drop that on the show. So make sure you do stay tuned. Plug in, run up that brand new track tomorrow as well. You can find it on all your good music streaming platforms as well. Once again, Mazbou-Q, thank you, my bro, for coming through today.
Thank you so much.
Coming up on the way, we do music in from Ponifasio Samoa up next, right here on You.